Hello and welcome. Welcome. I'm Heidi Allen from the Positive People Army, and this particular workshop is all on journaling. So I hope you're going to enjoy it. I find it so amazing because so many people talk about journaling. They talk about the benefits of journaling, why you should be journaling, and how it can truly help you and master your emotions, make you become more aware of your emotions. But what is journaling? That's the biggest thing that I can't get over is the amount of people that have no idea what journaling even is and why they should be doing it. And are there different kinds? And what is it that it does? So this entire workshop is on all the different types of journaling that you can implement into your life and why you should be implementing them into your life. So, why on earth is journaling important? Well, first of all, it has a lot to do with emotional intelligence. And this is a word that is thrown around a lot. A lot of people talk about emotional intelligence. So what this is the ability to perceive and manage your emotions and that of others. That's all emotional intelligence is. It's what are your emotions? How are you managing them? And what is that of others? See, journaling is an outlet for processing emotions and increases self-awareness. My gosh, how amazing is that? The internal familiarity becomes a bridge of empathy. So you're becoming a better intuit and understand what others are experiencing and allows for a much deeper connection. So journaling can help you with that, with your emotional intelligence. What else does it do? It actually evokes mindfulness, another incredible word that we hear about a lot. There's a strong connection between happiness and mindfulness. Journaling brings you into that state of mindfulness. Past frustrations and future anxieties lose their edge in the present moment. It calls a wandering mind to attention, for passivity to actively engage with your thoughts. So this is how it's helping you with your mindfulness. It's also going to boost your memory and comprehension. And you're probably thinking, are you kidding me? Journaling is going to help me with this? But it does. There's a unique relationship between the hand and the brain, sparked by the composition of thoughts and ideas. Words are representations of ideas, and the formation of letters causes the mind to compose or recompose ideas while journaling. Who knew? Who knew what that was? This strengthens previously covered information and forces you to engage cognitive recall. So my God, who doesn't want that in their life? So journaling is going to help you with this. It's also going to strengthen your self-discipline. Of course, setting time aside to write, whether it's going to be in the morning or in the evening, is an act of discipline. Like a muscle, the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. And habits formed in one area of our life, guess what, guys, have a tendency to spread. Your daily practice of writing will domino into all other healthy habits. So my gosh, can you believe all of these things come from journaling? It also helps you to achieve your goals. I think a lot of people know about that. Journaling often includes your dreams and ambitions. Yet the idea that scribbled words can help achieve goals is understandably fanciful. But consider building a house without a blueprint. Can you do that? That makes no sense at all. So writing goals signals to your brain that this is important. Okay, what happens is your reticular activating system, so your RAS, then flags relevant opportunities and tools to achieve that goal. More detailed goals provide a psychological blueprint and increase the likelihood of achieving them. So all of this is win-win. It's also going to help you improve your communication skills. So listen to this. Writing has critical connections to speaking, according to a Stanford report. Journaling is a form of written communication, albeit to oneself, it's just to us. Nonetheless, the sub-vocalization of tracing your written thoughts naturally translates in actual vocalization. Can you believe that? This is all journaling. And of course, healing is going to be an incredible part of journaling. Expressive writing is a route to healing, emotionally, physically, and psychologically. Dr. James Pennebaker, author of Writing to Heal, concluded that he saw improved immune function in participants of writing exercises. Stress often comes from emotional blockages, and we all know this. When we have those emotional blocks, when it's like we're just being prevented from doing something, and overthinking any of this is going to block us. He explains when we translate an experience into language, we essentially make the experience graspable. Studies have also shown that the emotional release from journaling lowers anxiety, stress, and induces better sleep. So if you're not on my side right now, that journaling is going to be an incredible thing. I don't know what to say, because all of these are such a benefit to us. What about sparking your creativity? It can also help you memorize important information and brainstorm new ideas. This is all about that incredible creativity. In other words, writing about your experiences not only helps you process them, it helps to see opportunities that you may not have seen right at first glance. And that's what happens, because sometimes when we write things out, we're in the conscious state. When we're in the conscious state and we're writing and we're asking questions and we're trying to get to the answers, what happens is when we go to sleep, all of a sudden our brain, all of those past experiences, all those opportunities, all of those people, all of a sudden come forward. Isn't it amazing that sometimes when you ask questions and then you wake up the next morning and you say, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that before? This is why. All of these practices are going to help you with that. And then, of course, last but not least, self-confidence. Journaling about a positive experience allows your brain to relive it and reaffirms your abilities when self-doubt appears. The release of endorphins, which we love, and dopamine will boost your self-esteem and mood. These reflections can become a catalog of personal achievements that you can continue to go back to whenever you want to. So guys, I think you're starting to realize that journaling is such a benefit to you on every avenue. It is always going to be there. So how do we actually do this? How do we journal? So there are going to be lots of different ways that I'm going to talk to you about journaling. The first one we're going to talk about is just basic journaling, just very basic. This is what the majority of people do. And then we're going to get into very specific journaling practices. So we keep a lot of things in our head, and sometimes those thoughts and ideas, they bounce around and can sometimes feel very overwhelming. So you have to-do lists, you have hopes, you have dreams, you have secrets, you have failures, you have love, loss, ups and downs, whatever it is. This is a great way to keep your thoughts organized and clear in your mind, is just to write them down in a journal. So to start your journal, you must be willing to write. You must be willing to write. You must be willing to be honest. So what I need you to do when you start, close your eyes. Focus on what you want to write before you begin. I'm not talking about you have to go into meditation. I'm just talking about take a moment, close your eyes, and focus. Then you need to be totally honest about your past, your dreams, your fears, your joys, your sexuality, your hopes, your hurts, your plans. Be honest with yourself. You need to understand that no one is going to be reading this. It is your personal journal, okay? I want you to write at the same time every single day. So if you're going to write in the morning, write in the morning. Now, I'm not saying that it has to be, if you're going to write at exactly 8 o'clock, it has to be 8 o'clock every day. It can be 7, 8, 9. As long as if the practice is in the morning, keep it to the morning. If it's going to be in the afternoon, keep it to the afternoon. If you want to do it in the evening, do it in the evening. But always keep it, okay, to the same time every single day. Because what is this going to do? Remember what all the things I told you at the very beginning here? We are actually getting you to a place where you're making healthy habits, okay? So you want to do this every single time at the same time. Now, they say the basic rule, anytime you're going to read anything to do with journaling, the basic rule is that you should be handwriting 3 pages a day. I'm going to tell you to ditch that. okay? Because I feel, number one, that puts way too much pressure on anyone. I want you to write what you can write. If that is half a page, you write half a page. Full page, write a full page. Write what you can every single day. Do not put any pressure, even though you're going to hear that that's the way you should do it. I also want you to write what you feel rather than recorded events. So this is the difference between a diary and a journal. A diary is writing recorded events. So you're telling events that have happened to you. You're keeping a log as to what you have done. And you have to think. So diary writing and journal writing has been going on for a very long time. But diary writing, again, is recorded events. A journal is talking about your feelings. So we are talking about feelings here and not recorded events. Also, ask yourself questions. So feel free. You can write the question and then put the answer. What has happened that day? So I want you to talk about, what are you feeling in that day? Okay, how did it make you feel? Are you excited about anything and why? These are simple, simple questions. So the easiest thing to remember when you're basic journaling writing is the word write. Okay, so we're going to break this down. Write, W. What do you want to write about? What's going on? What are you thinking about? What do you want? You're going to name it. So that's the W. Okay. R of the word write is review or reflect on. So you're going to close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths in, and you're going to start with I feel, I want, I think, today, right now, in this moment. That's how you're going to start the journal. So with the word write, we have W and R. Let's go to I. Investigate. Investigate your thoughts and feelings. Start writing and keep writing. Follow the pen. If you get stuck or run out of juice, close your eyes, okay? Just recenter yourself and start writing again. Remember, this is just for you. You are not entering an essay contest. It's not about grammar. It's not about spelling. It's about, what are you feeling? You need to get whatever is inside out. For you to become aware of who you are and how you're feeling and how you're going to accomplish something, we need to bring it out of you, okay? So that's the I. Let's go to T. Time yourself. This one is very, very important, guys. Okay, I don't want you to sit and get too lost in journal writing, because sometimes then you're not living in the present moment that is happening around you. You're getting lost in your own thoughts and just putting them on the paper. I always say no more than 5 to 15 minutes should you be journaling. Okay, so put a timer on your phone, set that timer, and just start writing. Okay, this way, when your alarm goes off, you are done. Then I want you to go back, and that's the E. I want you to exit it by rereading what you've written. Okay, so W, what do you want to write about? R, review or reflect. I, investigate your thoughts and feelings. T, time yourself. 5 to 15 minutes is good enough. E, exit smart by rereading what you've written so that you're reflecting on everything. It'll be amazing how all of a sudden, how easy it is to write. Okay, so we are going to now talk about something that I love more than anything else, is the types of journaling. So there are many different types of journaling. So the first one I want to talk to you guys about, so we just talked about basic journaling, exactly how you should be doing it, what you should be bringing into it, okay? But what I want to talk to you about is simple journaling that you can get into the practice of doing. This particular journal I do on a regular basis because it's easy. I am in, I am out, and I am affirming, and I am showing my gratitude, and I'm knowing exactly what's going on in my life, okay? This is the easiest one. It's called the 5-minute journal. You do 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. That is it. There are also very, very specific questions to do this particular journal. So it's all laid out for you, okay? So What you need to do is figure out the time in the morning. The best time to do this is when you first wake up. Now, some people are not in the right frame of mind that they want to do it when they first wake up. They may want to have a coffee or just start their morning before they do it. But no matter what, you need to do this for 5 minutes in the morning, okay? So first things first, you're going to write down 3 things that you are grateful for. So to start each sentence, you need to start it in the present. You are affirming in the present moment. I am grateful for, okay? Now, what I want to make sure that you do is that you are not being grateful for things in the future. You are being grateful in the present moment, okay? Always, always bring it to the present moment. I am grateful for my incredible family. I am grateful for the amazing opportunities I receive on a daily basis. So it's like you are in this moment. I am receiving them. I am getting them. Everything is in this moment. So you're going to write down 3 things. Psychological studies find that when people practice gratitude, it can instantly make you happier. Instantly. Practicing gratitude could be as simple as writing what you're grateful for or expressing it to loved ones. But in this particular case, we're going to do it in our journal. So write down 3 things that you're grateful for. The next thing you're going to do is what would make today great? Okay, so it turns out that when you write down the things that would make your day great, your subconscious takes note of these activities. So you can write anywhere from 1 to 3 things that would make today great, from the simplest of things to the biggest things, whatever you want to do. Make sure they are accessible though. Don't be putting down things that what would make today great is if I won $1 million. Well, of course that would make today great, but these are not things that are going to be happening on a regular basis. So I want you to keep yourself in reality of what would make your day great that you could truly make happen in your life. Then you're going to do your daily affirmation. So start the sentence with I am or I have. Daily affirmations is a statement of what you want in your life. Every time you write your affirmation, you're helping your brain internalize this belief. Okay? So I am, and then follow it. I have, keep it in the present moment. I am living a life of prosperity. Perfect affirmation. I am in a place of love and joy. Whatever your affirmation is, bring it into your world, affirm it. Once you're done these things, so your 3 things that you're grateful for, what would make today great, and what is your daily affirmation? Reread everything, okay? Put it in your brain, own it. Now, something I need to make sure that all of you know when you're doing this is that doing this, it should only take you 5 minutes, and make sure when you're doing it that every day is something different. Don't get into a habit of writing the same things day after day, what you're grateful for and what your affirmation is or what would make today great, because then all of a sudden it's actually not going to start making a difference in your life, because now it's not even resonating because you've gone into almost like you're a zombie or a robot. You're just saying the same thing over and over again. So get creative and really come up with things that you truly want in your life. Then at night, before you go to sleep, I want you to write down 3 things that happened during your day. 3 amazing things that happened. No matter what bad things happen throughout your day, which of course sometimes that happens, these awesome 3 things help your brain end the day on a positive note. This practice helps you to reflect on the happy moments of your day, and you can write more than 3 if you like. You definitely can. But definitely think of 3 amazing things that have happened to you. Then I want you to write about how you could have made your day today better. Write down 1 thing that could have made your day better. What is it? It's a personal reminder telling you that you can control your actions and that only you have the ability to change for the better. In the beginning, you may be disappointed if you don't accomplish what you set out to do, because that might happen because you've set out what would make today great. And if you don't accomplish them, you may start to get a little disappointed disappointed and upset with yourself, but that's okay. Eventually your habits will start to change because you don't want to disappoint yourself. So by doing this practice, you are literally going to make your day better and better every single day. This journal practice, super simple. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. This one is really going to help you out. Okay, so that's a simple one if you want to do that. Now, the gratitude challenge. Something I need to mention here is that there are several different journals. I have mentioned that in the beginning, but you need to have several different journals to do this. So your 5-minute journal is not the same as the next one we're going to talk about, which is the gratitude journal. That is a completely separate journal. Okay, you can purchase journals, notebooks, you can get them at the dollar store. They're super cheap, and you can have several of them. Put a title on the front so that you have these different journals. Okay, so what is a gratitude journal? This is a powerful emotion that can transform your life. Gratitude, we already know that. We're putting it into our 5-minute journal. So when you shift your perspective and help you by always looking at what you are grateful for and how you can bring gratitude into your life, negative situations are going to start to disappear. So with this particular journal, I want to make sure that you know that this is not something that you do every single day. Okay? A gratitude journal is something completely different. Even though in your 5-minute journal, you're doing things that you're grateful for, this is the gratitude journal where you just want to reflect, get yourself back on track, and bring an abundance of gratitude into your life. Because gratitude rids your life of lack and scarcity and brings into your life joy and abundance. Okay? So what I want you to do with your gratitude journal, you're going to do this at night, and you only do this one when needed 2 to 3 times a week, no longer than 15 minutes. Okay? No longer. Now, this is when, again, sometimes people are going through things in their life and they need to bring more gratitude into it. So not just on a daily basis in their 5-minute journal, they need to get a real punch of gratitude. They're going through a really difficult time. They need to remind themselves of why they need more gratitude into their life. Maybe they're going through a trauma or an illness, or a death has been in the family. Whatever it is, if you are in such a dark place that you need to bring yourself back to the light, and that's when your gratitude journal is going to become extremely important. What you need to do with your gratitude journal, 5 to 15 minutes, you are going to write down only what you are grateful for. This is a deep, deep reminder. This is not just our daily activities in our 5-minute journal. These are the things that we are truly grateful for, and we need to remind ourselves. We need to remind ourselves how intelligent we are. We're so grateful for how intelligent we are. We're so grateful for the opportunities that we have, and be very specific in your gratitude journal. So be very, very specific to exactly what it is. So I'm grateful, for instance, that my coworkers brought me soup when I was sick. You're grateful for that. But you will be more effective if you say, I'm grateful for my coworkers. Go for the depth or breadth, elaborating in detail about a particular person or thing for which you're grateful for carries more benefits. So I am grateful that my coworkers brought me soup when I was sick on Tuesday is more effective than I am just grateful for my coworkers. Okay? Do you understand how being very, very specific is going to help you in this? So literally put it out to the universe, because I truly believe that the universe is like our magic genie. And every time you rub that magic genie and you say something and you think something and you write something down, the universe says to you, your wish is my command. So really, really be specific with what you are very grateful for. If you are grateful for, I had an incredible experience with writing in a gratitude journal, where I had said in my gratitude journal that because I was doing some speaking engagements here and there, and I said, I am so grateful that I am asked to do speaking engagements. And not 24 hours later, I was asked to do a speaking engagement. But the problem with the speaking engagement that I was asked to do was not on the topics that I wanted to talk about. It was on topics from a past career that someone knew that I had that knowledge in that and wanted me to speak on that. And I no longer wish to be speaking about that. So here is a place where I wasn't specific enough. I said that I was grateful to be given opportunities to do speaking engagements. I didn't say I am extremely grateful to be asked to talk about positivity and gratitude and the Positive People Army for my speaking engagements. So the universe gave me a really lovely lesson at that time. So be very, very specific. Also, try subtraction, not just addition. So I'm going to explain this. So consider what your life would be without certain people or things rather than just tallying up all the good stuff. Be grateful for the negative outcomes you avoided, escaped, prevented, or turned into something positive. So all of those things, all those mistakes that could have happened where you learned an incredibly important lesson, don't forget to be grateful for those opportunities as well. You need to say that, write it down, bring that gratitude into your life. Also, see good things as gifts. Thinking of the good things in your life as gifts guards against taking them for granted. So try to relish and savor gifts you received. So I continuously always talk in the Positive People Army about I feel like I was gifted the Army. I was gifted the people that have come into the Army, that the thousands of people from all over the world. I continually talk in my gratitude journal that I am so grateful I was gifted the amazing Positive People Army members. When you start looking at something as things in your life as gifts, and who doesn't love a gift? We all love gifts. All of a sudden, they take on a whole other different level of gratitude, okay? Also, savor the surprises in your life. You need to record these events. Record that these unexpected little surprises. Someone brought you a cup of coffee. Someone surprised you with a phone call. Whatever it is, these beautiful surprises in your life, you need to write in your gratitude journal. So you can see how this one particular journal is very different from what we're doing in our 5-minute journal. We are just focusing on the amazing things that are in our life. We're only doing this 2 to 3 times a week and when we need it. When you need to really concentrate on bringing more gratitude into your life, especially when you're going through things, especially when you're in a rut, especially when anxiety or depression or any of those things come into your life, the more you practice this gratitude, the more you write about this and you make it real, and don't forget to go back and reread what you've written. Imprint it. Make those new neural pathways in your brain of gratitude. Okay, emotional journaling. Okay, this one is very important. Naming a feeling encloses the feeling instead of allowing it to enclose you like an invisible vapor. It also can contain a quiet and a quiet feeling. Okay, so getting your emotions down on paper can help you to process difficult times as well as help you with sorting out general emotional problems. A journal can act as a free talk therapist. Now, I need you to understand that this is not in place of, if you are someone that is suffering from a mental illness like depression and do need to seek help, please do that. This particular journal can be an addition to what you're doing as well. Using a journal to self-express can relieve anxiety, help you to understand your negative emotional triggers, and resolve problems in your daily life, okay? This, again, I always want to reiterate that it's very, very important when you're writing, number one, that this journal is only for you. Number two, that you time yourself. Okay, make sure this is only for anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. So breaking down the emotions, journal in full description what your emotion is that you are feeling. Okay, so what thoughts, memories or statements come to mind with that emotion? Because what we're trying to figure out here is, what are your emotional triggers? We need to figure out what your emotional triggers are. So if you're finding that through the day you are emotionally flying off the handle, if you're emotionally getting upset, if any of these emotions are overwhelming you, you need to figure out why, so that going forward, you can help yourself to prevent these emotions from getting out of hand. So what thoughts, memories, or statements come to mind with the emotion? What sensory experiences do you have? Is it something that is triggering you sensory-wise? Is it like car horns? Is it ambulances? Is it people yelling? Is it people raising their voice? What sensory thing is happening? Write it down. Whatever emotion it was that you are going through, write that down. Write any sensory things so you can figure out what the trigger is. What physical sensations do you feel? When that emotion comes in, whether it be anger, sadness, frustration, what anxiety, any of those things, what is showing up in your body? Figure this out, write it down. Do you get tightness on the chest? Do you find yourself that, you get shaky? Do you find you have brain fog? What is happening? You need to identify everything that is happening. Answer all the basic details of who was there, what are they doing, where, and when it occurred, things that were happening. Is it a person that is triggering you? You have to figure all these things out, write down in detail. If you are anxious, consider the situations in which your anxiety arises and try to identify this trigger. Express your anxiety in its fullness, everything. Do not be ashamed of what you're going through. Nobody's going to read this. Remember that. You must bear your raw feelings to truly understand your emotions. So learn to define feelings even further by contemplating the following sentences, okay? So if this feeling was a color, what would it be? You're going to now identify it as a color. So then when that comes in, it's like, oh, this is the color black. I don't like the color black. What if this feeling was weather? If this feeling was a landscape, if it was music, if it was an object, what would it be? These exercises can help you to sharpen your awareness so you can notice even all of these subtle signs and feelings. And honestly, the sooner you actually figure all of these things out, once you start writing them down, you figure out the emotion that has come in, what has triggered it, why it has been triggered, everything is there, what your body is going through. All of a sudden, in those particular situations now, you can start redirecting yourself. So if your emotional trigger for a lot of people is getting stuck in traffic, that I'm going to be late, that gives me anxiety, I can't stand being stuck in traffic, I get so mad. It's like all of that comes out. Well, that one particular event is a trigger for you. So now you can, once you figure all that out, you can now start to implement things into your life to get you out of that emotional trigger that you're going through, which could be just staying in the present moment. Start being aware of what's going on around you. All of a sudden you're stuck in traffic. Why don't you look at the buildings that are there? Watch the dogs, the people that are going by. Take interest in things. Only when you're stopped, make sure you're looking forward when you're driving. But whatever it is, bring yourself back. Take a few deep breaths. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself when these emotional triggers are happening. But the biggest thing with emotional journaling is figuring those emotions out and what the triggers are. That particular journaling can really help people. Journaling affirmations and intentions. I love this one. So this particular journal, again, this is a completely separate journal, and this one is just for your affirmations and intentions. So what is it that you want in life? What do you want? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to intend? So of course, you're going to affirm only what you want. Think of what you want and write that down. The most common error people make when writing intentions is they list everything that they don't want rather than focusing on what they do want. So be very, very specific. Remember when we talked about being very specific in your gratitude journal? This is where you definitely need to be specific again. So if you were to say, for example, I no longer have financial worries or debt, is actually an affirmation which still includes a focus on debt. Okay, so I need you to be very specific as to what you're doing. Substitute an affirmation with what you want. So for example, I owe nothing and I am abundant and financially free. See, I am no longer focusing on what I don't want. I am focusing on what I do want. Did you see the difference again? The first one was, I no longer have financial worries or debt. You are still saying you have debt. You are affirming and intending you still have debt. Instead of, I owe nothing and I am abundant and financially free. That is a perfect intention and affirmation as to what you do want. Right in the present moment. Always affirm everything like it has already happened. We are not talking about the future tense. We are talking about right now. Okay? For instance, here is an example. I will be going to Paris. Or money will come soon. This is a way of writing that keeps you and your intention in the future. You want your intention to happen now. So you're going to say, I am in Paris. My money is here. I have more than enough money in my bank accounts. You are always affirming that it is in the present moment. Okay? Always affirmations and intentions are happening now. And of course, you never want to use in your intentions, you don't want to use words like don't, won't, can't, or not. Never, never, never. So for instance, today I won't be lazy. Your mind skips the won't and you are thinking that you are being lazy. It actually takes it all out. So you are more effective if you write what you are thinking, of course, in the present moment. Today I will be active and healthy. It is that simple. So take out all of those negative words. And of course, we are never trying, and you never say but. These are words that cannot happen in your affirmations. Try is a very different verb than do. Of course it is. So you want to accomplish everything. We're staying in the present moment. We are never trying. We are doing. Okay? Always begin with gratitude in your affirmations. This one really, really helps. So I am grateful for. So it's like our gratitude journal is crossing over into our affirmations and intentions. So it just makes it even more powerful because gratitude is a very high vibration feeling that it responds and reflects in a positive sense. So by using gratitude, you are just making an even higher vibration of an affirmation or an intention. Make it believable. Okay, so start with where you are and make your intention believable to you. So when your intention still feels unreal to you, it's not going to be helpful. It's not going to work. Okay, so for example, if it is your intention to be financially free, which everybody wants to, and you are starting from a place of having nothing, writing, I am financially free, it may feel untrue to you. Okay, you may feel disconnected from that reality. So you always need to make an affirmation and an intention that feels very real to you, that you can take in and take ownership of. So I fully intend on being financially free quickly and easily. So that may be something that is a little bit more believable to you, okay? So it's like, I fully intend today on being financially free quickly and easily. This is today. This is now feeling more believable. I also want to make sure that you're dealing with all the blurts, okay? So blurts are negative self-talk that may pop into your head when you're writing your daily journal. Their purpose is to stop you from change. That is exactly what a blurt does. They are based on an old belief system you have, which of course needs to be changed to new possibilities and unlimited potential. So when you have blurts, be aware of them and then telling that part of yourself. So thank you for sharing. So next time, write the word blurt and what the blurt was, and then draw a circle around it. So if you're writing your intention, you're writing your affirmation, and all of a sudden the blurt comes into your head, you're not believing it, and all of the negative self-talk starts, what you're going to do is you're going to write the word blurt beside the affirmation that you wrote. What and what the blurt was, and then draw a circle around it, okay? Then take the time to rewrite the blurt as a positive affirmation or intention, okay? So you've written your affirmation, the negative self-talk, the blurt comes in. I want you to write the word blurt beside your affirmation, write what the blurt was, draw a circle around it, and then turn that blurt into a positive affirmation. So you write your intention. I am a successful, positive entrepreneur with many paying clients. That's what you wrote. That was your affirmation. Inside your head, you hear a part of yourself saying, sure you are. You have so many paying clients and you have so much money, but you can't pay that bill sitting on the table right beside you. That is the blurt. That is the negative self-talk, the blurt that has happened. It's a negative inner voice, okay, who wants you to be realistic and knows that you will never amount to anything more than what you are, so why bother? That's what happens in your head. I know it. We're human. We all do the same thing. So it's extremely important to catch this negative inner voice and belief and make it obvious by writing it down, circling it. Treat the thoughts like they are toxic waste and imagine that the circle you draw around it is a toxic waste container built to contain that poison, okay? Then ask yourself, is this thought helpful? Will this thought get me to where I want to go? And finally, do I want to change it? If so, go and rewrite your affirmation in a way that can satisfy that inner critic and changes belief at the same time, okay? So make sure you're taking care of your blurts. Now, be specific. Of course, we want you to be specific, okay? You always have to be specific. You want to make sure that you're specific. Remember the story I told you about the speaking. However, I want you to make sure that you're not too specific. I don't want to confuse anyone here, but this is what I'm talking about. You're going to be specific as to what it is exactly that you want to bring into your life, but make sure you're not creating a blockage. Okay, so for instance, say you're looking for a love interest. You're looking for a love interest to come into your life. And so you're going to write down in your affirmations, the person that you would love has a great sense of humor. They're kind and compassionate, successful and motivated, respectful and considerate, attractive and fit. You're writing all these incredible things down. This is being very specific, but what I'm talking about with too specific is because you want to leave a window open for the universe to bring you what you need, okay? If you got too specific, so you're like, I want someone with a great sense of humor, they're very considerate, they're attractive, it's a fit person. That leaves it open for the universe to find someone like that. But then if you get too specific and say things like, and they must be 6'4", have brown hair, light green eyes, drive a Mercedes, all of a sudden, the universe is going to have a really hard time finding that person for you, finding that love interest to come into your life. So by being too detailed, you narrow that window of who can come in. Because all of a sudden the universe can be like, okay, well, I found 3 out of 5 that she wanted, so I guess this is the wrong person. So watch what you're doing. Be specific, but not too specific that you're creating blockages, okay? Last but not least, I want to talk about one of my favorite journals, and it's called the Catch-All Journal. This is the journal I always keep. Here's mine right here. I have this one. It's a soft cover one. It's very soft. I have a big purse, so you can get a smaller one, okay? And so with this particular one, I always keep it in my purse. That one is always, always, always in my purse because it's the catch-all. You want to always be able to, whatever happens in your life, have an opportunity to write it out if you need to, okay? So this is for your lists. This is your to-do list. These are quotes that inspire you. These are events. These are life goals. And what happens is when I'm out some days, there will be something that comes up or something that has happened. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, I need to be grateful in this moment for this moment. I need to remember this grateful moment. And so I put the date and then I write that moment down. So this is the catch-all. This is where it's not specific, it's not regimented into just the morning for my 5-minute journal in the evening, or my gratitude journal that I'm going to bring into my life when I really need it 2 to 3 times. Going to do that one more in the evening, because bringing gratitude into your life in the evening just always resonates into the next day. It also puts you into a place where you sleep better as well when you go to a beautiful place of gratitude. This one is just there when you need it. It's the catch-all. It has everything in it. I always date everything so I can go back and look at that particular day. Sometimes I bring that catch-all one with me when I write my nighttime journal, just so it rejigs my mind as to exactly different things that have happened. Because you know what, I don't know about you, but as we get older, I forget things. So sometimes that one's just going to help. It also gives you that opportunity again to always bring that habit of journaling and writing and reflecting on what is happening in your day. So I hope you have all enjoyed the journaling workshop. Again, my name is Heidi Allen. I am the founder of the Positive People Army. Come and check us out. Our Facebook group is Positive People Army Community. Also, you can check out the blog at positivepeoplearmy.com. And we are going to have lots of workshops for people. This particular workshop is one that I am very happy that you are able to see today. So everyone, have an incredible day.